What's up, guys? How's it going? Now we're going to talk about the next survivor perk, Adrenaline. Unlike Ace in the Hole, this is a very powerful perk. You're fueled by unexpected energy when on the verge of escape. You instantly heal 1 health state and spread out 150% of your normal running speed for 5 seconds when the exit gates are powered. Adrenaline is on hold if you are disabled at the moment and should take effect and will activate when freed. Adrenaline will wake you up if you are asleep when it triggers, and it ignores the exhausted status effect. It causes the exhaustion status effect for 40 seconds, and you don't recover from the exhaustion status effect while running. This perk is very powerful. Very, very powerful. This perk is a Meg Thomas perk. This perk overall, as a solo survivor perk, still strong, but not as powerful as it could be. The more survivors in a party while playing this game, Adrenaline becomes stronger because you're able to coordinate when to trigger Adrenaline. If you're getting chased by a killer and you know you have Adrenaline and you're in a 4-stack, you have 1 gen left or about to complete it, you just tell them to wait. The killer downs you while they're cleaning off their blade, then they complete the generator, then you're back up, then you're moving 150. They can't down you because they're still cleansing their weapon. Or you're getting chased around at full health. You're getting chased, you're going to a dead zone, and you're like, okay, don't complete the generator, let me get hit, then complete it. So not only do you get hit, you get the speed boost from being hit, then you finish your speed boost to being hit, then they complete the generator, Adrenaline triggers, fully healing you and then giving you another speed boost. Now you're miles away from the killer and it's going to take them like 40 seconds to get back up to you. Strong. That's why more survivors in a party, the stronger Adrenaline gets, because you're more able to coordinate when Adrenaline will trigger. Adrenaline, I do think it could use a very small nerf. That's it. A tiny nerf. Yes, it could be pretty big, but the only nerf I could see giving it is if you are on the hook when Adrenaline is triggered, it does not fully heal you when you're removed from it, or in a cage of torment. This makes it so that, especially towards the end game, where your only counterplay at that point is hoping the survivors fuck up with unhooking them and downing them, or hitting them and trading, and then them just having Adrenaline because you hook them or you pick them up off the ground right before the generators got completed, then you unhook them and then they have Adrenaline and they sprint burst away. You lose any and all leverage you had for that if you weren't able to trade. Now all the survivors get away for free. This will at least allow you to either, if you aren't able, especially since survivors all tend to run borrowed time anyway, getting hit, hitting you, getting borrowed time, then having to hit you again to injure you, then having to hit you again to down you. It's insane. So that's the only change I could see to Adrenaline, is make it so that you don't fully heal if you're hooked when Adrenaline triggers. Other than that, I'm perfectly fine with Adrenaline. Downing you and then you Adrenaline and running away, it's fine, whatever. It's just in the current state of the game, where end game is literally the killer just sitting at the hook, waiting for you guys to come trying to unhook them, and hopefully getting a trade a couple times to get a couple more hooks. This at least allows the killer to be able to maybe snowball a little bit more, downing the person that unhooks you and then coming after you and downing you if they don't have borrow time. Most likely they will have borrow time. Borrow time's insane, and if they're bombarding the hook, at least from my experience, when I play killer, almost the entire team has borrow time every game. It's really annoying. This build right here is what I tend to see when I play this game as killer. This either gets adrenaline either gets replaced with unbreakable or circle healing. I very rarely see non-meta perks when I play this game. But yeah. Do I suggest leveling up Meg and getting this perk? Yes, I do. This perk is really good, really powerful, even as a solo survivor. Even though it's not at its max potential, as a solo survivor, this perk is still very powerful, giving you the ability to have that extra chance, giving you the ability to prolong the end game chase if the gen gets completed, being able to have that second chance while you're on the ground and then complete the generator, giving you back up. So again, only a small nerf that I'd put on this perk to make it a little less than it is now. But other than that, adrenaline I think is fine. It doesn't need that nerf. That's just my opinion. That could get added onto it, or taken away. So removing the adrenaline is on hold if you're disabled. When it says disabled, if you're on the killer's shoulder or hooked or in the cage of torment. That's it. This video is actually probably pretty quick. Not much to talk about with adrenaline. The stronger the perk is, probably the shorter the video, the less I'm going to end up talking about it. Because unless it's one of those perks that really need nerfs. But this perk, adrenaline, powerful, but not so powerful that it needs to be nerfed. Like I said, it could use a nerf, a tiny one, but it's not needed. Again, like all the other videos, feel free to comment, feel free to put in your ideas, feel to have a conversation with me about it. These are just my ideas. These are not fact. These are my opinions. These are things I've learned, I've thought of while playing the game, while looking at them, while reading the perks and seeing them in action, seeing them in practice. If you have differing ideas, feel free to comment. Feel free to give me your ideas. Maybe one day the devs will look at these better. Right now they're too busy making solo survivors strong as survivor friends for whatever reason. But thanks for everyone who stopped and stayed till the end of the video. I appreciate it, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.